All right, so got an update after probably the biggest crash that I've seen probably in the last 6 months of watching these cryptos go on the bull run. So pretty much what happened was we saw a decent little crash, like a little correction of about 30% on Bitcoin before. Oh, no, sorry, about 15% on Bitcoin, around about here, and it came down to about there-ish. Um, and that pulled a lot of altcoins down a lot more than that, so that they were going down like 20, 30%. So that's pretty normal. That sort of happens maybe on a fortnightly basis. So that seemed like that was it. And that was looking like a good time to buy a few things. So I had a few orders in around that level on other coins at good support levels. But then what happened was we had a little retrace up a bit. So I thought, okay, the crash is over, starting to retrace back up, and everything's going to go back to normal. And then we had an even larger crash pretty much straight after that. So after it retraced, we came down another 20% on Bitcoin, and that pushed the altcoins another 25, 30% on top of that. So at the time, and you can see over here, they're still down quite a bit, but some of these were down like 60%, 50%. So that was pretty intense to watch. So what happened there, from what I've looked at from other people analyzing, is that there were support levels around here. Using a lot of people using the 200-day moving average as support. You can look on the daily; it was about here, and sort of people gave a little bit of wiggle room there. Also, this last high there, this is a big support level in around the 40k mark there. Once it broke that properly, a lot of people are using margin, so like a lot of leverage, using borrowed money to trade with. They actually got stopped out of the trade and they got margin called, which meant their portfolio automatically got sold. So from there, once all those people got forced to sell at the same time, then that crashed the price really, really quickly. So that happened in about 10 minutes. So a lot of altcoins got screwed up by that one. We'll go into them a bit. So pretty much what we can learn from that is to stagger your bids in your orders. So in my other videos, I was saying, like, if you see a support level, put in half here and then half of the next support, things like that. So you can stagger your orders there just in case we get a big crash. So then you can dollar cost average down quickly, because if you have a look at looking at the 1 hour on the Bitcoin. So immediately after the bottom of the crash, it actually went back up 40% within the next maybe 2-3 hours. So that's even more than the actual crash itself. So you can really take advantage of some of those things. And if you look at the altcoins, they went even more. So where it crashed to, almost at this 28 mark, which before was a really nice support. A few months ago, had a flash crash down there and then came back and tested it again. Didn't quite get there this time. I think we had a low of about 30,000. So what was happening is, obviously, a ton of people got scared, was selling. And then just before there, people thought, okay, this is a pretty good time to buy. And they started buying. And other people stopped selling and more people started buying because they liked the level there, and they didn't think it would come back down to the 28, 29 level, and started buying it back up. So if we have a look at Ethereum, that got smashed today. We're going 4 hours for all of this. So this one came back and tested the previous highs, which I think was all-time highs from before. Let me just have a quick look. Yes, it was. Okay. So that's previous all-time highs from the 2017 bull run. Was acting as resistance again. Oh no, sorry, didn't even get there. Okay. Well, that was the last previous all-time high. So if it was going to come down more, I would say it'd come down to that level again. However, in this bull run, we've smashed through that, came down, retested that level, so that's a pretty bullish sign, and it's kind of gone on from there. And it tested the last highs there. So that was definitely a support level that I had there. Obviously, a great time to buy there from the highs. Ethereum was down over 50%, 55% there. And even just in the last day, because we're on the daily chart here, from the start of the day till the low, it was about 45% just in one day. So so we started off the day around here. The next support level was down here. So if you put in half your orders there, and then next support level after that, another half there. If you want to be more conservative, you can split up into thirds, because the support levels are quite far apart. So from this one to this one is about 18%. From this one to this one is 25%. So yeah, you can definitely dollar cost average down if you had your orders already in, because a lot of people might have missed this move. You might be sleeping, or you might be doing something else. Also at the time when it's happening, it seems like it's just going to keep on crashing forever, but that's just not going to happen. So if you have your orders in prior, you can take advantage of these moves a bit better. So that's Ethereum, what happened there. Then we can look at Litecoin. Again, smashed through the immediate support level at 230, and then came back down where this was a previous high, and with the 200 SMA as well, and just went a little bit below that one. So again, splitting up the orders would have helped there. You would have got a nice price on your entry there. XRP, same thing pretty much. Didn't quite get down to the 200 SMA support. So XRP actually didn't do as badly as the other ones. But you could have got a nice price in at a dollar, or a little bit under $1 if you had a dollar cost average of that one. And from there back to the all-time highs is double pretty much. And even back to what it was recently, 70% gain. So nice times to get in there. Algo, yeah, came down to 76 cents. They were up, yeah, like $1.80 as well. Pretty similar pricing to Bitcoin, actually. Ripple. Still not a bad time to buy, actually, here. On Algo, around the dollar mark is still a nice support level there, and you've got a lot of upside there, about 80% to get back to highs. What else we got? Reef got absolutely hammered during this one. So we were at 55 USDT, and then came down near pretty much 70% from the highs there. Smashed through the support. I can't really see any other support here. I mean, there's maybe a little something there with this little dip here, but I guess even if I had another order in a 26, which got filled, so that's one thing at least there. It's kind of hanging around that area. So let's see what kind of retracement we have from there. But, buying down here at the support is always better than buying up here at the highs. Dent got absolutely destroyed, but again, came back to support, so staggering your entries is good there. Actually, on the retracement on Dent, even came up in the last hour or so, up about almost 80% just from those lows there. So then we've got Cardano. This is a big one too. This actually got demolished since the all-time highs, because that went on a big run after it smashed through its range that it was in for ages. We had a crash down, almost 60% on that one. Just missed this dollar price level, which is a nice support there. So if you had to put your order there, you probably wouldn't have got filled, but definitely would have got filled on this one here. And now we're back from the lows. We're back up. We actually got up to $1.85 again, so that was like 75% there from the lows. And then even if you got into this first support, a half bag there, went back up another 36%. And that's just in like a couple of hours after the crash. what are the other ones? Decentraland got owned on this one. Yeah, we're up around the 150, 160 mark. So I did have an order around $1. Looked like a really nice support. It held for ages of the resistance for a long, long time. Came back and tested it multiple times and then crashed through it. And then we came and exactly tested the 200 SMA here. But pretty much from my buy-in price, within 10 minutes, it crashed half, like 50% down. So again, staggering the orders, if I had half there, half here, my average price would have been down here and it would have been a little bit of profit now. So just keeping that in mind for the future there. All the rest are pretty much the same. VeChain's still at a pretty nice price now, although this got owned again. But from the lows, we were in this nice support at around 60 or let's say 50. It actually came back up 150% in the last 2 hours from the lows of that crash. So that's a huge gain. That's over double what you would have bought there just in a short amount of time, as opposed to just buying randomly at some level up here, holding straight through and being down 70%. So definitely looking for the future, especially I think the main thing is after big runs, that's when you're going to see these big retracements as well. So after a huge run like this, let's say from that same level, it was up, over 400%. And then we can see it's just been on a downtrend since then pretty much. So this is obviously a great time to buy. I brought it back to the price level of Feb this year, which actually isn't that too long ago, but with the cryptos, they move pretty quickly. So on VeChain, that was a great trade there. It's a bit in the middle of nowhere now. The other thing is what's going to happen going forward. So everything's still down quite a lot. So if we go back to Bitcoin, it's not looking like it's going to just go straight up again. Did see a really nice retracement here, long wick here, and just got bought back up straight away. And then we even had a nice little push above, a bit higher. So we're still up below the 200 SMA, which is a very bearish sign. That doesn't look good at all. We might dick around here for a while, maybe form another range. It looks like this previous support that I was looking to buy in is now becoming a resistance. So we might even come back to test this 28,000 mark. But this is definitely not the time you want to be buying. If it does come to here again, that looks like a better time to buy. However, I mean, if you want to average down and we think that the bull run is going to continue and we're going to keep going higher after that, obviously great time to buy down here. However, I'd like to see a bit more strength first. So I'd like to see it get above or in the support level and then confirm it, have a few tests of it, go a little bit higher, come back and test it and make sure it's nice and strong before it moves up. And that's probably where I'd buy again. And that would be the same for the other altcoins too. Obviously, they all depend on what Bitcoin does. Another few that are at, see, BZX still down 40% today, even after retracing 50% from the low. Oh, actually, even more than that. Yeah, a bit more than 50% from the lows. It's still down 40%. So keep an eye out. There's a lot of things which are at decent prices, but it's not looking super good at the moment. If you're stuck in positions, it's probably too late to sell. Like being down 40, 50%, I mean, how much lower going to go? Probably a shitload lower actually, but you might as well just hold it now because you've missed the boat to sell. And I mean, in hindsight, looking at this trend line breaking, that was probably a really good time to sell up here. But anyway, yeah, definitely going to be doing some more analysis of like zooming out on the cryptos, looking at them on a longer term time frame, looking at these patterns here. Once they break that, usually looking pretty bearish after that, and then finding new support levels a lot lower down to buy in again. So over here we could find another support right there, and that actually kind of coincided with the low there. But yeah, definitely takeaways from this is don't get too complacent, don't buy in the middle of nowhere, don't buy at all-time highs. Wait for retracements, and when they come, set your buy orders at multiple different levels of support. So spread them out and split up. So let's say, for example, you want to get a bag of 1,000 of Dent. The price is over here, it's looking really good. Everything's going up. Okay, first level support is there, but we're over here, so we're not going to put a buy order there. Next one would be here, so we can put maybe a third there, another third over here, and then you can maybe leave another third in case we have a push back up, then you can buy again over here, and you got a nice average price. But that's pretty much it for this video. Be super careful with buying stuff now. You've got to wait for some strength now because it's crashed quite hard. I mean, I'm hoping to see it just move up because I'm in a lot of positions and down quite a bit on a few things. But we're going to have to talk about stop losses next time as well. Trying to work on a strategy with that so that if we do see a breakdown, we buy at a nice support here, and then it starts to break, we sell at a small loss, and then set an order to buy at the next support again. And just trying to work out the numbers on that one where we're not constantly losing on the way down.